Here's the bike made out of scrap bikes. At the local used bike shops, found 4 pretty solid bikes to repurpose and reuse. This is the moment when my landlord decided she didn't like me. I'm really looking for ones that either have large diameter tubing and then also some that have some quite long seat and chain stays so that we can try and, fit a 29-inch wheel using them somehow. So I've decided to use 35 mil tubing for all of the tubes in the front triangle. The seat tube will be an old down tube that's straight gauge, and then it'll have to be retrofitted to work as the seat tube, adding some metal where required. Throw it all into CAD and start designing jigs. All the jigs being used in this case are 3D printed to slap onto a piece of MDF, and then also jigs that go around the tubes to help with the notching process. Cool, right after rough cutting it out. Fits like better than I thought right off the bat. This needs to drop down to here somewhere. And obviously you can see gaps and stuff, but the real line is actually at the bottom of the Sharpie mark. So I'm gonna work my way down to that. Fit up okay. Here's the first weld. They got a lot better, but that one wasn't terrible. Almost everything's from the dumpster except for the head tube and the bottom bracket. I splurged and spent like $10 and bought those. The down tube is the thickest tubing I could find from the dumpster. 2 pieces welded together at their thickest point. Top tube is the same. Seat tube is also the same with a 3D printed shim in there. 3D printed spacer because the axle is too long. And then all the parts off of bikes I already had. As you can see, a pretty classic 10-speed derailleur with no clutch, but it does the trick. Avid brakes from like 2008, which is sick. We're gonna do a quick breakdown of where all the pieces of the bike come from. So we got some Norcos. This bike is mainly Norco blood. There's a couple mothers and fathers. Most of them are Norcos. 90s Norco mountain bike, 90s Norco mountain bike. I think this is a black Norco because the chain stays were really long because it's off of like a size XL bike. Okay, and then we got ourselves our Taiwanese bike. I don't know what it's called, a Shasta. Oh no, Mount Shasta. That thing's dope. This thing was a cool bike. That's our top tube. End here. Oh, end here. Nice butted tubing. And that's also our chainstays. The chainstays were originally, so this chainstay used to be on the right side of the Mount Shasta bike. And now it's on the left side of this bike. So facing outwards from where it used to be. And then to extend the chainstays, since we're running 29s instead of 26s, we just got 3/16 inch chromoly steel yokes to extend it out. And that's the whole bike, really. That's where it came from. Oh yeah, seat post, not actually a seat post. This was the top tube of the Norco with a 3D printed shim inside of there to make it fit my dropper post. That's the origin of this machine. That's where it all comes from. So if you're interested in making one of these yourself, that's what you're gonna need, is those 5 bikes. Original idea of this bike was to make something quite playful because I have this hardtail that I like to ride to school with, and this was supposed to replace it. So I tried to make the chainstay pretty short, tried not to make it too slack. What's happened though is I've made an extremely aggressive downhill hardtail, and it is an absolute monster, and it's not very playful, but it kind of plows through anything. But yeah, you can see in the street clips, it's actually quite hard to ride street. So I ended up crashing really hard and hitting a curb a couple times. But the curb test is a good indication of the strength of the frame. Check that out. But yeah, I think we should take it to where it's supposed to be, which is a mountain. This bike's pretty good at climbing too because it's a hardtail. It's not too bad. We're gonna give it a little test on this slightly technical climb. It's not really technical, you just pedal really hard.
Why are you coming back downhill, dude?
We're here at the mountain where we said we were gonna come because the streets hurt too much. My hands are still really sore. That was a month ago of healing to come ride. We're gonna do Green Ribbon as a starter. It's a good run. It's very like old school, so it's perfect for an old mountain bike like this, or I shouldn't say old, but it's 2025 actually. You know, a hardtail. Yeah, I've been actually riding this bike for quite a while. You can see it's getting rusty, which is good. Means it's getting used, and it hasn't broken, and slowly just building up confidence on it. And it's pretty fun. So let's go ride. Thanks guys for watching, coming along on this interesting journey of old bike becoming new bike. If you want to see more content, subscribe. That's what you do on YouTube. And we're doing a subscriber giveaway. You wouldn't believe it. We're giving this bike away to our 1 millionth subscriber. So if you don't subscribe, you might miss it on that. No rules. You can unsubscribe and resubscribe as many times as you want. If you're that millionth subscriber, it's all yours. We'll ship it to you anywhere in the world. And if you're, really cool, maybe we'll bike it to your house and make a video out of it.